Hey there, classic rock lovers, and welcome to Classic Reviews, where we review classic rock albums. And today we have an exciting treat for you. So get ready for an epic CD review that will hopefully leave you craving to listen to this band. Today we will be doing another 2-for-1 episode, and it's two greatest hit CDs by the British rock band Def Leppard. So, Def Leppard are a band that in many ways reek of awesomeness. Loads of awesome songs, great guitar players, and when they're not busy touring, they are either releasing new Def Leppard material or they're working and performing with newer artists who have admired them, like Taylor Swift, Miley Cyrus, The Struts, and Joe Elliott himself also done a great job of singing on the Ghost song Spillways. One thing you do have to give the band credit for is their loyalty to drummer Rick Allen. In the mid-80s, the Pyromania record was doing really well, and it was at the start of recording the Hysteria album that Rick Allen had his arm torn off in a high-speed car accident. Any other band would have found a replacement drummer. However, the rest of Def Leppard basically waited it out and gave him time to recover and learn how to do more of the drumming with his legs via a specially made drum kit. So, both CDs have 17 songs on them, and the track listing is the same apart from two songs, and the order that the songs are in. Both CDs also come as a 2-disc collection as well, with the second CD featuring lesser known songs. So, the first CD I'm going to talk about is simply titled Best of Def Leppard, and it came out in October 2004. It features a denim light blue cover, and the first of the two songs that are just on this CD is called Long Long Way to Go. This rather boy bandish song was Def Leppard's last song to reach the UK Top 40 in 2003, and the song wasn't even written by the band. The song was written by successful British pop songwriters Wayne Hector and Steve Robinson, and it's the only song that from both CDs that we hear from the album simply titled 10, which came out in late July 2002. Lionel Richie also sang this song a year or two later, and the song is about a breakup. The other song that's just on the first CD is called Bringing On the Heartbreak. This song is from the High and Dry album, which came out in July 1981. Alike with the previous song I spoke about, it's the only song on both CDs we hear from the album it's from. The version you hear on this greatest hit CD is the original version, I think, and I say that as when High and Dry was reissued in May 1984, it featured a new version of Bringing On the Heartbreak with synthesizer and keyboard overdubs, and a new music video. Anyway, this rather passionate rock ballad is about someone feeling emotionally trapped over someone they love. The narrator is completely heartbroken that the person they love is hurting and getting the better of them. The last thing I'll say about this song is that this early hit was covered by Mariah Carey in about 2003, and it features Jane's Addiction guitarist Dave Navarro performing guitar solos and overdubs. So the second greatest hit CD features a black front and back cover, and this greatest hit CD is called The Story So Far for Best Of. This compilation came out in late November 2018, and the first of the two songs that are just on this CD is called Foolin', which is from the Pyromania album. I won't say too much about this song really. It's a catchy synth-based pumping song that's similar to the big Pyromania songs Photograph and Rock of Ages. The other song that's just on this CD is a cover of the Depeche Mode classic Personal Jesus. This is a new recording that was done for a Spotify session, I think, and it's great to see a band like Def Leppard cover a rather unexpected song like Personal Jesus compared to the usual Led Zeppelin or Rolling Stones covers. This is a very solid Personal Jesus cover that doesn't stray too far from the original, but it does definitely have that Def Leppard touch to it, with the big vocals in the intro and chorus, and the stacked guitar sounds. Just for the record though, as solid as Def Leppard's cover is, I think Marilyn Manson covered this song best, and dare I say it, that might even be better than the original. So now I'm going to talk about the 15 songs that are on both CDs, and the track listing is not in chronological order on either of the CDs. The opening track on the first CD is the band's signature song called Pour Some Sugar on Me. This sleazy rock track is of course one of my favourite Def Leppard songs, and it was actually a bit of a late last minute addition to the Hysteria album, which came out in August 1987. The big chorus features a lot of vocals. You have a few layers that are like third higher than the standard vocals, then a few layers of lower vocals, then a few layers of even lower vocals, and you also have a few layers of whisper type vocals. And all them layers are combined together. I think the song title came about in a conversation between Joe Elliott and producer Mutt Langer, when one was making the other a cup of tea and asked how many sugars they wanted. Not to mention that Joe Elliott had been jamming with the guitar riff for a couple of weeks beforehand. The song got to number 18 in the UK charts and number 2 in the US charts in 1987-88, and there are 2 music videos. The first CD has the video edit, which has a longer intro, while the second CD has the original album version. The opening track on the second greatest hit CD is called Animal. This mid-tempo classic is off 1987's Hysteria album and got to number 19 in the US charts and number 6 in the UK charts in 1987. Not only was it one of the first songs written for the Hysteria album, but it was by far the most difficult track to record on the album. The song came out about in early 1984, but it took the band and a few producers almost 3 years to get and produce the desired sound. So this song must be one of the reasons it took the band so long to make the landmark Hysteria album. The second song on both CDs is called Photograph. This song is off the Pyromania album, which came out in January 1983, and Photograph has to be my favourite Def Leppard song. There is a lot of great stuff to say about this song. Great vocal performance from Joe Elliott, who I think switches between chest and head voice a lot in this song. The guitars and chorus are great in this song, which can't be an easy song to sing, and it got to number 12 in the US chart in 1983. The song is about something you want but can't get your hands on, which in Def Leppard's case seems to be Marilyn Monroe. The third song I'm going to talk about is a ballad called Love Bites. This is off 1987's Hysteria album, and while it got to number 11 in the UK charts, it managed to actually top the US charts in 1988-89. Excuse me. Yep. This rather well-produced and complex song caused a bit of panic for the band at the time it got to number 1, as it's a song that features many overdubs and crazy guitar parts. And whether it's the lead or backing vocals, this song is a bit of a high song to sing. So with all that in mind, the band had to spend quite a bit of time learning how to play the song live. The song that's about how painful love can be. The next song I'm going to talk about is called Let's Get Rocked. This rather uplifting song is off the Adrenalize album, which came out at the end of March in 1992. The song is about teenage rebellion or a Bart Simpson, Dennis the Menace type character, and it charted at number 15 in the US charts and number 2 in the UK charts in 1992-93. The music video, which features a lot of CGI, is the only video to feature the band as a 4-piece, as guitarist Steve Clark had died the year before, and Vivian Campbell hadn't been brought in yet to replace him. I must say that I'm not a big fan of this song personally, and I just want to put out there that Vivian Campbell, who was previously in Dio and Whitesnake, was chosen over the likes of Adrian Smith and John Sykes to join Def Leppard. The next song I'll talk about is called Two Steps Behind. This Joe Elliott written number is from the Retroactive album that came out in October 1993. And the Retroactive album is a compilation of B-sides and unreleased tracks. With the song Two Steps Behind, you do have both an acoustic and electric version, but with both these CDs you get the acoustic version. This song was part of the soundtrack for the film Last Action Hero, which had Arnold Schwarzenegger in it, and came out in June 1993. The song got to number 12 in the US charts and made the UK top 40 in 1993-94. The next song I'll talk about is called Heaven Is. This song is from 1992's Adrenalize album and reached number 13 in the UK charts in 1993. You can't think of too much to say. Can't think of too much more to say about this song, really. The chorus features a lot of vocal tracks, and the band had this song for a while before they put it on the Adrenalize album. And it is similar to the Def Leppard song Armageddon It. For the next song, we go back to the Hysteria album for the song Rocket. This highly produced song, which features audio from the Apollo 11 moon landing, got to number 12 in the US charts and number 15 in the UK charts in 1989-1990. And the music video was the last video to feature guitarist Steve Clark. The lyrics and the music video are a tribute to the band's influences and also feature various newsreels from various big events of the 70s. The song features a great fist-pumping chorus and a tribal African type drum beat, and the two CDs feature two different versions of this song. The first CD features the single edit, which is about 2.5 minutes shorter than the original album version, which is on the second CD. And the original album version does feature a long instrumental break, which I personally don't have the patience for. So when I do listen to this second CD, I actually skip past the song Rocket. For the next song, we stay on the landmark Hysteria album for the song Armageddon It. This is a song that I do rate quite highly, and the song title is a play on words of the phrase I'm a getting it. The song does sound a bit similar to the band's signature song Pour Some Sugar on Me, and it was one of the earliest songs written for the Hysteria album. The song made the top 20 in the UK charts and got to number 3 in the US charts in 1988-89. The next song I'm going to talk about is a ballad called When Love and Hate Collide. This is from a previous Def Leppard Greatest Hits compilation called Bolt, which came out in October 1995. I think this song is about a relationship where the couple argue a lot but still love each other deep down, and it got to number 2 in the UK charts in 1995-96. The next song I'm going to talk about is a cover Def Leppard did of the song Action, which is originally by the British glam rock band The Sweet. Now, Def Leppard really do this cover justice, and it charted one place higher than the original song at number 14 in the UK charts in 1994. The song features some great guitar playing, and the first verse does sound similar to the hard rock section of Bohemian Rhapsody. The cover was originally a B-side to the song Make Love Like a Man, but was later released as a single, and the song comes from the Retroactive album. So the next song I'll talk about is the rather cheesy Make Love Like a Man. This song is from 1992's Adrenalize album and reached number 12 in the UK charts and made the top 40 in the US charts in 1992. The song is Def Leppard not taking themselves too seriously after coming to terms with the death of Steve Clark, and the music video was the first to feature Vivian Campbell. The next song I'll talk about is the rather long titled "Have You Ever Needed Someone So Bad?" This ballad with hard rock guitars is from 1992's Adrenalize album, and it reached number 16 in the UK charts and number 12 in the US charts. I think the song is about two people who are friends with benefits, and the male or one of the people has developed deeper and more romantic feelings. The second to last song I'll talk about is the title track to 1987's Hysteria album. This slower David Bowie-esque rocker, I think, was the band's first top 10 hit in America and made the UK top 40 in 1987-88. Can't think of a lot to say about this song. The recording of this song must have taken a while, as the chorus features a lot of multi-track vocals, and there are a lot of laid guitar parts that make up the rather clean sound, shall we say. The final song I'm going to talk about is called Rock of Ages. This rock anthem, which, like Let's Get Rocked, I'm not a big fan of, is off 1983's Pyromania album, and it's one of the last songs you hear on both these greatest hit CDs. The song just missed the UK top 40 in 1983, but did get to number 16 in the US charts. The intro to this song is basically some German nonsense that producer Mutt Lange sang, and you also hear this German nonsense in the hit song by The Offspring, Pretty Fly for a White Guy. And one of the lines you hear in the intro was actually used in Kurt Cobain's Suicide Note. So that's the track by track done, and I must say that all the songs are very well produced and feature many layers of guitars and vocals, etc. And all that is because of legendary producer Robert Mutt Lange. Now, Robert Mutt Lange also worked with AC/DC, hence why some of these songs have a similar structure to AC/DC songs. Not to mention that singer Joe Elliott has a similar pinch squeeze vocal style to AC/DC singer Brian Johnson, both of whom used a lot of head voice. And Bon Scott also used a lot of head voice, I think, too. Apart from the odd early or later song, most of the songs you hear on both these CDs are from the Hysteria and Adrenalize albums, with a few Pyromania songs thrown in, all of which are Def Leppard's big selling albums. But they probably could have included another one or two songs from Pyromania. If you wanted to hear the lesser known Def Leppard songs, then you would have to buy the two disc editions of either of these CDs. But me personally, I can never really be bothered with two disc CDs really. Both these CDs cover the band's main songs, but out of the two CDs, I prefer the first CD. The first CD covers more years of songs, if that makes sense, and not only does it have the early hits Bringing on the Heartbreak, it also features the better edits of the songs Pour Some Sugar on Me and Rocket. So that's a wrap, folks. We've reached the end of our captivating CD review journey. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on my upcoming reviews, etc. Trust me, you don't want to miss them. This is Classic Reviews, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.